is Dwight Norris of fishnetwork.com here on the Upper Charles River again, right next to the old clock factory in Waltham, Massachusetts. There's some free parking here, which you think it's a boat dock, a boat ramp. There's nothing here but this little place to take your family out to fish or just look around and stuff. Brent wanted to use a popper, so I tied on the Bass Pro Shops popper that we got for like $3, and he's learning to cast that thing out. It's like it's almost half an ounce, so it's pretty heavy. Show him the tricks. You want to hit right on the edge of that weed line. There's a few lily pads popping up here, but it's really shallow. It's probably nothing there, but that pickerel was standing right in front of me last time, and you never know. So we're gonna hit this coastline, and there's actually a little bike trail here. It goes into the woods. Don't know where it goes. Right down the road is where we were at the boat ramp. We could technically probably just keep walking to where we were and just park here, or something else. But we'll see how it goes. Hello again, Dwight Norris. Quick update. I did pick up some cool stuff when I was at Bass Pro Shops last time, and then I didn't talk too much about them. I'm gonna try some new things out. First, I'm pulling out the shaky heads. This is more of a finesse bait. If you look a little closer, you'll see a little spring on there, and you have the hook, and you have the jig head weight, and it's a round head. So what happens is you're gonna screw your little worm on here, and then kind of a Texas riget, and the spring kind of keeps it up, and it gives it like a little bit more shake, and the ball kind of rolls on an axis here. So it's gonna roll around and give it more of a wiggly kind of, I don't know, technique that a real worm would do. The same thing that happens when you like wacky rig a worm. So what I'm gonna throw in there is these power bait max scent worms. See here, they catch 45% more fish, scientifically tested. Obviously that's gonna help me, great. Plus they're magnums, they're 7 inches long. I thought they were a foot long, so I really wanted to try out some gigantic worms, hoping I can catch a gigantic fish. So here's a good look at it. And the reason I like these so much is when I was getting worms around my house just in the yard, I realized a lot of them had paddle tails, and some of them were huge. So I pulled up a little database of earthworms, and I realized there's a lot of different worms. The really giant worms that were like a pencil thick are called lobworms, and there's other kind of green and like albino ones, but they have these little paddle tails here. You see it's kind of flattened at the end, the last couple inches or so, and this kind of mimics what's around here, and it has the right color. So I'm gonna tie this on. We're gonna try this out here.
It's taking so long.
I'm talking too much. One thing I learned when I'm doing this slip knot here is that when I come back around, the braid's so tight, it doesn't leave the loop at the bottom. So I have to kind of loosen it. And the braid doesn't really cut nicely when you do it with a knife. So it's kind of a nuisance to use a slip knot with a braided line. So I have to find a better knot to use on a regular basis if I'm gonna keep using braided line, which I do like, but right now the line is splitting at the bottom. Oh man, it's like I'm trying to put a needle through something that's not good. Okay, this might not be good for TV. Can I do this in the wind while putting a needle through here? Come on, buddy. Give me a break. That doesn't work. Force it through. Woo! Watch me drop it now. I'm gonna lose the hole like I did a minute ago, trying to put that popper on. Nope, I'm gonna make it. Oh, thank you. Tight. I'm not gonna bother. And yeah, well, I'll cut this little bit of thread off here. I need a sharper knife. Come on. Taking up valuable fishing time. There we go. Throw that excess in my little bag. Now, what do I do with the worm? Here we go. I got the worm. I got the shaky head here. There's the spring. It's my first time doing this, but I've seen it on TV, and that means I could do it too. That's what I believe, or they make you believe. So let's see how easy this is. I'm gonna push it flat so that the center of it, kind of like a corkscrew, you wanna get it right in the middle of the cork. I'm gonna start spinning. Hey, it's going down. I'm trying to keep it so that the spring stays inside the worm and keep it from hooking itself. So there is a way people like using jig heads like this that don't have the spring. And they just have the little catch barb that's on the bottom. This keeps you from having to glue this worm here. So if you're fishing for a long time, like a Bass Pro Championship person or a FLW person, kind of like Brian Latimer, shout out to you, then you're gonna need this baby on there for a long time because the fish are gonna eat this thing like crazy. I'm gonna do a Texas rig here. I think I didn't go back far enough. That's fine. I'm gonna, yash. Damn. No, this will do fine. Do it like that, Texas rig it, and then push the hook. Pull it forward and then pull the tip of the hook barely under the skin of the worm. So now it's weedless. And I get its shaky head feature. So if I hit the bottom here, it's gonna hit the bottom, and this is gonna float up like this, and they're gonna see that paddle tail attracting them. So let's try that out. Take it into the open spot. Is it grass or is it a bass?
It's a fish. It's trying to get over there.
It's trying to get you hung up. Pull it. Pull over here a minute. Get it out of that tree. Lift it up. Lift it up.
Sorry, but you're mad.
And you got a bluegill from the deep. So we're back home. The old got the call, so it's time to go. But we got about 3.5 hours out there. Caught a ton of bluegills, and we did see a very large bass, but it was right next to shore, and it was on a spawning bed, and it was running after every single bluegill that was within 2 feet of it. I actually tried to catch bluegill, and it dragged it into that bass zone, and he went right after it. I did try to get the bass to bite, even though I like to leave it alone once it's on a spawning bed so it can do its job. But I took one of those new Max worms I showed you. I just dragged it over him with no weight and just kind of jiggled it in front of him. Actually, no, I had the shaky head on there, and I saw him go straight down toward it, and I was like, wait, is he biting it? And I pulled on it and had weight, and I went back to get the hook set, and the whole thing just broke off. I was like, what the heck is this? What the heck is this? I just lost my shaky head and my worm. So I went back again, obviously, with a Berkeley power bait with the rage tail, and did that same thing right over top of him again, and he actually bit the whole rage tail part, but just short of the hook. You know, he's smart and tasted it, and then he spit it out with pop, and then his mouth just went like he was trying to get the taste out of his mouth. But this was a Berkeley power bait that's been in my my gear bag for, we're talking almost a decade. But it was sealed, and it came out, and it stank. So like, they might like it. But from the looks of it, and that bass's reaction, maybe I should throw those away. Not so tasty anymore. They stink because they stink, not because they smell good or taste good to fish. So didn't find any pickerel. It was a lot brighter today. You know, a nice day to go outside. Awesome. Fish are biting. The bass seem to be spawning. I used some poppers, used some jerk baits. There was a guy casting crankbaits. He didn't catch anything. Pretty much anybody who had a live worm obviously was catching stuff. There were some people looking for some carp. They had some bread and some corn. They had caught one the day before. They were planning to catch some more. I forgot there were carp in the upper Charles River as well. So people are trying to catch that. There was a lot of people out fishing with their families, little kids. I'm talking like, I must have saw 8, 9 families within that small area there, just going by, having a fun time. Oh, we didn't catch anything, or you know, we caught some small like what did that lady call it? She called the bluegill something else. But it doesn't matter. Anyway, another Saturday, having a good time. Get out with my son. Hopefully, you're getting out there fishing with yourself or with your family or whoever else you have out there, I mean, have a special delivery coming very soon. It's disappeared from the FedEx tracking number, but when it all comes in, some of it's downstairs, I'm going to be doing a reveal, and this reveal should be pretty cool. So stay tuned.